Well, hello. Happy Tuesday, March 31st. Helen, hello. Happy Tuesday, March 31st. I'm doing something kind of fancy right here. I am going live on not really four different platforms. I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook in three different groups. And reason why I do that, well, to be different for one thing, but I go live every single day, and I have been doing that since about August because I talk about taking control of your life. And that means taking control of your day, your morning, or whatever. And especially in these times that we're in right now, it's kind of, it's become a daily routine that I do. And I think that, especially now, it's important that people carry on a daily routine and coming on live and sharing virtually and doing as much as we can virtually. Life has changed as we know it. What's really interesting is I always come on here and talk about taking control of your day by starting out the day on purpose and with intention and not looking at your phone first thing or listening to the news, especially right now. Yeah, there's hope and concern, and both of those things are what you need to keep in mind. Otherwise, people get into despair and fear and oh my god, and then they become addicted to it. So it becomes ridiculous and unhealthy. And so when I come on here every day, I talk about getting control of your life because it helps me, and hopefully it helps other people. A lot of people just like, whatever, once again, and we're being flooded with people doing these sorts of things. So I apologize if it's a nuisance, but you have the ability to scroll off or else listen in. I'll only take a couple minutes, hopefully not more than 3 or 5. Sometimes I go a little over, but so taking control of your day starts with waking up with intention, not looking at your phone, and making sure that you list out all the things you're grateful for. Now, don't just list out the things that you're grateful for in a sense of, the standard typical broad range things. Really dig in. If you're grateful for your spouse, your husband, your wife, what is it that you're grateful for about them that they did or that made you feel today, right now, in this moment? And what is it about your kids, or what is it about that one little thing it's a blessing that you really, really are appreciative of, and acknowledge it and go deep. Because the next thing you want to do is list out what do you want to get done today. And so a lot of people are off their routine. It's kind of crazy right now, right? But still, it's extremely important to do that. It gives you structure, it gives you purpose, and will make you feel accomplished once you check that thing off. It really helps to have gratitude right along there with it. So that all being said, you kind of set yourself up for success for that day, and if not for the week, for the month, for the year. It's really hard to plan things out right now. I understand that. Absolutely true. So it's really important that you plug in to things that make you feel good. There's a lot of opportunities out there. There's entertainment, there's movies, there's motivational speakers, and there's actually fiction or whatever you want to focus your time on to be entertained. But it's really important that you feed your brain with good stuff that's going to help you to grow and stay calm and happy and ultimately healthy. So the stay-at-home order, everybody's got it a little bit different. This is affecting everybody's life in a little bit different way. I've loved plugging into Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, take control of your life. She does a daily broadcast every single day. She has guests on there. There's Tony Robbins, Hal Elrod, The Miracle Morning, Brendan Burchard, and the list goes on and on and on. And then there's entertainers who are singing to us. They're doing live concerts for free, and it's just awesome. I love it. It's really not hard to find positive stuff, but you have to really maintain a positive mindset if you want to get through this, and if you just want to be happier. A lot of people think that it's not effective or whatever, or people have judgments. You can't just think positive and it'll go away, and that's true. You got to really feel it. But it's absolutely proven, though, that nothing gets accomplished unless somebody puts some level of optimism and positivity into that task or that project. There's no doubt about it at all. So negativity never got you anywhere. But I did want to share from the Mel Robbins. She had a guest on there. His name was David Kessler, and he was talking about grief. He is a grief specialist, and he reflects back to Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who talks about the 5 stages of grief. This is grief. We're all grieving. Everybody is, because life has changed as we know it. And the next, the steps, or they call them the steps, the phases, they're not sequential. They're not one right after the other. These are all things that we all experience. And she narrowed it down to 5, which was anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. And the thing is, you can, I have seen it firsthand. Haven't you? Yes, you have. We're all in it. And the last one being acceptance, until we can get to that point where we can accept it and learn how to live our lives in this new way. We'll be grieving. We are grieving, and it sucks. It's horrible, and it's something that we are all at different points and stages and perspectives right now. There's finance. There's, of course, the health. It's the biggest thing. There's a big old interruption on all of our plans, all of the major things that we wanted to do, and it just absolutely, it sucks, right? So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to come out of this, right? It's obviously not believing it. A lot of people didn't want to believe it. A lot of people didn't want to believe it's a big deal. They're angry because people aren't responding quickly enough, or there's not enough of this, not enough of that. They're angry because people aren't taking shelter. They're angry because people aren't staying open. And then there's finally, when you kind of give in, you get depressed and you start thinking about loved ones you've had that have died. You start going, into that mode. And then the bargaining part, I see that a lot. And that goes along with the people in denial, actually. The bargaining people is like, well, hey, how about if, I make you a deal or something? Or if what was the example? I forgot what the example was, but you know what I'm saying. It's all part of the same thing. But until we can accept it and figure out next steps, you're going to be, we're in the grieving process. It's kind of new. It's still new. We still don't know what's next. We don't know what is going to come of this, but at the same time, if I really know, and I believe you probably agree with this too, we are going to get through this, and we are going to be better off for it. We are going to think of all of the amazing things that are happening in spite of and in light of all of this, and that is people are coming together. Neighbors you never knew. How many of you have walked through your neighborhoods and said hey to your neighbors that you wouldn't have done before? How many it didn't even occur to you? But maybe this is just a big old, well, obviously it's a big old lesson, and it's a big old sucky thing that happened, but at the same time, we are going to come out of this much better off than we did. That's for sure. So doing something really great for somebody else is key also. Coming up with ideas for meetings that are virtual. Figuring out ways to do the work that you do. I know that my daughter's a stylist, and there's no way that she can, style people's hair without touching their hair and actually being there. And that sucks. It's just so many occupations like that require physical touch. So how do we adapt? Well, you become creative and you start thinking of other things. In real estate, I'm in real estate, and how do we help people, educate people on buying and selling homes, and some people are losing their jobs and people are fearful and all of those sorts of things? Or what do you actually, what kinds of things can we do to help people, to educate people, to help people feel a little bit more secure? If there are programs out there for assistance, if there's funding, if there's that sort of thing, there's just a ton of things we can do, but we have to keep our attitude positive and inspiring for other people, and it's extremely important that we do that. So, like I said in the beginning, I come on here every day, and I don't usually broadcast 4 times. I've got 2 phones and 2 computers. It's kind of cool. I'm experimenting myself. It's one of the things that I'm doing. My whole mindset and my whole shift, or my whole strategy for doing my business has changed, and some of you who work with me understand that. And everything's changed. The whole, just the whole world has changed in so many ways, and we will come back from it, but it's going to be different. And I am learning to accept also. Have you suffered from some depression, or are you gaining weight? Are you getting out of shape? Are there things that you're noticing that you don't really like? Are you sleeping too much? That's really classic. That's what's happening, because it's part of the grieving process. That's what I got out of this today. I thought it was wonderfully put. I keep forgetting the cliche, the fun phrases. I should have wrote it down. Oh yeah, there's actually post-traumatic stress, or there's post-traumatic strength, and I choose the latter. How about you? So make your day amazing and reach out to somebody, and as many people as you can, especially the people that you love that you haven't talked to in a long time, and do something really kind for somebody. And it's not really hard right now. It's just sometimes people just want a phone call, or sometimes just an email or a text to be acknowledged. So make sure and do that, and especially be good to yourself. All right, you take care, have a great day, and we'll talk to you again. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one.